Hello and welcome to the Play 100 Game Reviews. Daniel here, and today I'll be playing for you the arcade game Slippery Snake by Milam Games. And yeah, well, this is the game starting screen, and it already says at the top Slippery Snake. And you see the snake falling down into a forest, and see this distinct comic style here. And yeah, well, you have your menu options as well, pretty self-explanatory as always, with the sharing buttons for Facebook and Google+. And well, you have the play button, you have the difficulty button, you have the tutorial and scores, as well as the connection button to Google Play Games, where you can, well, compare yourself to other players from all around the world, as well as a mute button where you can mute the game's in-game sounds. But let's just check out difficulty for a sec, and I'm gonna go with easy because I tried this game before, and let me tell you, it is quite a challenge. It is quite hard, and I'd rather play it on easy to actually get somewhere with the game, because otherwise I just will fail in the first few seconds. Okay, let's just play the game. I think the tutorial starts automatically, and here it is. Welcome to the tutorial. Tap to continue. Snake can move clockwise and counterclockwise. Tapping the screen changes direction. Give it a try. And here we have the snake, and it goes around in a circle, and if I tap it, it changes the direction. And it's always a circular motion, and if I tap in the right, it goes straight forward. Tapping the screen repeatedly will make the snake move straight. It says it right here. And I'm tapping quite fast here. Now you are ready to play. Okay, let's check out the game. And hit play again. And this is the basic, how the game looks. And we already have here tap to start, which is always nice. I really don't like it if the game just starts right away without you having a chance to actually take in what's on the screen for the first time. And we have our score in meters in the middle down below, and we have our snake going round and round, and you see the snake is on this mountain, or this high up path across a river, across a forest down below, and you see clouds floating by, and it's quite high. And yeah, you have to go along this path and make it, as far as you can, because it's basically endless. So it's all about your dexterity and how well you can, get through this path without falling down. And you must avoid to, touch the edges of the path at all costs, because if you touch them, the round is lost. But enough talk, let's just play it for a second. And you see there, game over already. And let me tell you, this game is really the challenge. And here, if you're starting off the wrong way, you'll basically almost immediately lose the round. So here we have it, distance traveled 0. My best is 1.51 meters. And yeah, let's just, ignore the battery warning. Let's just play again. And, okay. And, quite bad at this. Okay, so because this takes quite some concentration to play, I have to say I'm sorry if I'm not really talking that fluently right now, because talking and playing, if you watch my videos before, quite a hard thing to do, especially if we're playing arcade games, so bear with me if I might just not say anything while trying to master this path here. Let's just see how I do this time. No, but slightly better. No. But again, better, I think. No. See, it's quite tricky. It's a really tricky game. And it's really hard the first time around, and even I played it a couple of times now for testing, and it's still hard for me, and it's the easiest difficulty level. So there you go. I think you know what you're seeing, and yeah. I think this is the basic gameplay. This is all there is, and let's just talk about the graphics a bit while we're at it. And I mean, you can see it right here. See the snake going around in a circle, look quite smoothly animated. Its movements are all very fluidly put down. And well, the snake looks quite good, quite detailed. The surroundings, though, I'm not really, well, I don't really like it. They kind of look a bit crude, a bit like, well, I need a background, so I just draw something in paint or something. And could be better. I mean, it serves its purpose, but could be better right here. And could be a bit more detail, a bit more effort put into the graphics. But still, I mean, it fits the game's overall style. It fits well together. The colors look nicely here. And I think the graphics are, for this kind of game, for this small indie game, are kind of on a mid-scale here of our score. And sounds as well. I mean, you might hear it in the background. You hear it if I'm not talking. Just wait a second. And there you have it. You have your nature sounds like the wind and stuff like that. And you have your indicator sounds for when you make the snake change direction, and the snake hissing and stuff like this. But still, again, it's not varied enough. There's no kind of music or something. There's nothing entertaining about the sound. It's just there so there's sound. And I've really felt reminded with the tapping sound or the indicator sound for the direction change. I really felt reminded of Flappy Bird, to be frank. And yeah, this is all there is about the sound, because there isn't really much going on in terms of sound. You don't really have to, well, expect much. But while sound and graphics are a kind of mid-range thing here, controls are really, really good. I mean, it's just one-touch controls, pretty easy. You don't need any UI elements, just tap anywhere on the screen to make the snake change direction. And it's responsive, and we didn't experience any kind of lag here. And control-wise, it just works well. This is always a good thing for arcade games. And yeah, I mean, technically, it's a solid game. Not stellar, but solid. It works all right, and we hadn't had any problems in terms of graphics, sounds, or controls. This is the point where I move on to the originality factor of the game. And as I said before, I felt reminded a bit of Flappy Bird, and the whole gameplay reminds me of the Flappy Bird concept, of this frustrating yet actually super, well, easy to learn to get into game. But it's so hard to master, and it's so frustrating at times, and it's just, this is the whole thing. It captures it pretty well that Flappy Bird made so popular, actually. And the only thing I really liked was the new theme with the snake on the mountain path, which is quite new and fresh. I didn't find anything like it. And with the whole moving pattern of the snake as well. But still, the originality couldn't keep the game from, well, failing, not failing, but faring really low on our replay value score. Because I think the game is too frustrating, even on the lowest settings, to even be remotely long-term fun, because I just always think, oh, I won't make it anyway. So yeah, this is one point where I say could be a bit more variation in, or distinction in, the difficulty levels. And yeah, then there is the, well, this is the only content there is in the game. There is nothing more. It's just always the snake on the path. There are no extras. It's just always tapping. And yeah, there's just not enough variation in the gameplay as well as in sounds and graphics. And it might be quite addictive to some, but that's just a personal thing, actually. What I liked was the connection to Google Play Games. As always, you have the opportunity to compare yourself to other players, to match up yourself, your skill to other players from all around the world, which is always good and always keeps the game, well, a bit exciting because you always want to beat the other people. You always want to be top in this game. So yeah. Replayability, replay value, quite low, I have to say. It's not something I would pick up and say, wow, I need to play this game again. Yeah, this is basically all there is to say about Slippery Snake so far. And if you want to read the in-depth review, head right over to playandroid.com. There we have our final score up, our final verdict is there. You can read it, well, in your own time. You'll find the link to the article in the video description, as well as the link to the Google Play Store, where you can download this game for free. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me play this game. And until then, well, until next time, actually, I'm sorry. Until next time, I say goodbye.